Welcome to Health, Wellbeing and Lifestyle, where professionals in the field inform, educate and inspire the community to be healthier and have a balanced lifestyle. Our first guest today is journalist and meditation teacher Beatriz Goyoaga, and she will be talking to us about the secrets of breath to improve your health. Welcome, Beatriz.
Jai Gurudev, thank you.
So can you tell us what's the relation between the breath and our health?
The breath is probably the most important thing of our life. First thing you did when you were born is breathe in. The last thing you will do when you die is breathe out. It goes with us lifelong, and we ignore the amount of secrets and the amount of benefits health has. It's the cheapest medicine of the market, and it has no side effects, and you can do it at home. You don't even need to go across the road to buy medicine. At home with your hair rollers on, in your pajamas. So fantastic to discover. I discovered this 26 years ago. Discovered the benefits of breath. I accompanied my husband to a big meeting in Buenos Aires, Argentina, where I reside now. And we are helping out to anybody who would like to become a better person, a happier person through breath and meditation.
So you say a better person and a happier person, and we know we have a lot of mental health issues at the moment. So how does it help? How does working with the breath help with mental health?
I want to underline that it is not only in Australia or Melbourne. We are having issues all over the world. It's a very difficult time. When I went to the Antarctic, and there's 2 bases in the Antarctic that have children. I was a month and a half in the icebreaker, on the icebreaker. And I saw children going to school harnessed like the dogs, and with a hook, the mother would put them into an iron rod, and the children walked all the way to the school tied to this iron rod. And then when they came out, the teacher would, hook them again, and like that, because the winds were so blowing 140 kilometers an hour, and I was crawling, on the floor. So strong winds. Now, the winds, the mental winds are blowing, whether you are in Madrid, in Perth, Melbourne or Sydney. They are blowing so strongly. We have to be well prepared, well tied. We have something to help these children with, and that is through breath. And that goes with the exams beautifully. In Harvard, in Yale, in the most prestigious universities of the world, they are taking these breath workshops to improve focus, and we will go through benefits if we have the time, because the benefits are very many. So the wealth of the health is incredible.
I'd love to hear some more benefits. Please share.
Well, we could divide them in 3. We can say emotional, intellectual and physical. At the level of the body, the sugar level remains like this even after maybe 3, 4, 5 weeks of doing the breathwork practices. And this I'm telling you, results done in hospitals and in scientific researches, not my own. The blood pressure is also regulated. Anything related to stress, like ulcer of the intestine, of the hiatus, or sleepless nights, tremendous to do away with the sleepless nights, to sleep better. The falling of your hair, psoriasis, scratching, all of this derivated from stress. And then at the level of the hypothalamus, which is the main nervous along the nervous system, in charge of the blinking of the eyes, the beating of the heart, the orgasms, the filter of the liver, anything which is automatic. When you're stressed, the vagus nerve is contracted and nothing works correct. When you do this Sudarshan, the nervous system, the vagus nerve, expands to its normality, and the NKs, the natural killers for cancer patients, is increased like putting ink into the water like this. So for anybody who is undergoing cancer, fantastic to take the Sudarshan Kriya. Now, okay, this is bodily. At the level of emotions, you become softer, you become more patient, you become more understanding to what your children need, to what your partner needs, and you become a nicer person to be with because you are softer, more sweet, more gentle, increase your patience. And when you are after your meditation and breath work, you feel so relaxed that you have more patience, poor thing, like that. And the last one, we've done body and the mind, intellectual. More focus, more alert, more productivity, and more better decisions. Shall I go this way or shall I go this other way? It is more clear, where should I go? Messi, the number one football player of the world, his mind is brilliant. And many of these men are taking breath work and meditation.
What for our viewers at home, we're all breathing all the time. So what do they need to do? Can they do anything today, or do they have to go somewhere and learn these techniques?
I have transmitted this to 7,000 policemen, and I have transmitted this to 1,800 prison inmates, women and men, and 800 prison guards. Prison life is not easy. It's like today home life is also not easy. So the benefits cannot be transmitted online. Otherwise, it would be something wishy-washy. It's like me sending you a kiss over the WhatsApp. You don't get it. But when somebody hugs you and kisses you, oh, how beautiful. So like this, you have to do it. Everybody who is seeking mental health and body health, they should find out what is behind your breath. A lot of secrets.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. If you would like to learn more about Secrets of Breath and Beatriz Goyoaga, you can visit her webpage on our website, healthwellbeingandlifestyle.com.au. And after the break, we'll be back with another interesting guest and another interesting topic.
Stay tuned. After the break, psychic medium and author Anthony Kilner will be talking about what do people mean when they say astral. Welcome back. Our next guest, Anthony Kilner, is a psychic medium and author, and the topic we'll be discussing is when people talk about the astral, what do they mean? Welcome, Anthony.
Thanks, Megan.
What is the astral and what does astral travel mean?
The astral is a really interesting space. In general terms, and not making it too complicated, me personally, I see the astral as the realm that surrounds the earth. And within the realms of the astral, there are 10 by 10 by 10 by 10, and it's basically levels that you go up. Now, the thing about that is everyone will have a slightly different interpretation on it. However, our spirit body goes out into the astral and is experiencing all sorts of different bits and pieces. I'll get to that in a sec. The main thing is understanding that unlike dreams, which are a soul message that require interpretation, they're muted in colour, the astral is vibrant. It's vibrant in its colour. What you do, what your spirit body does out in the astral really impacts what you feel on your physical body. And that's really interesting. So you go into the astral to meet your loved ones, you go into the astral to meet and have experiences with teachers, learning, that sort of thing. You can go into the astral realm if you're in one way to remote view into the future. So if you're looking to get a job, you might put yourself out there and experience that in sort of between the astral realm and your physical realm. So it's really quite an interesting topic in general. More specifically, our spirit body is going out there to experience everything that is in the astral realm. We meet our loved ones, and so any of our departed relatives. We can meet our friends, so we can all go to an astral point together. Now, how many times have you talked to people and they said, they get up in the morning, they just think, oh, I feel like I've just run a marathon, I can't get my body right. And you talk to them and they've been out partying in the astral because that's the big party place, that very first layer of the astral. Closest to the earth as it moves around, sort of semi-elliptically, around sort of 1 till sort of 3, 4 in the morning. And that's when most people, they'll have an experience, they'll wake up and it might be 1:11 or 3:33 or something like that, or 2:22. It seems to be a lot of universal timing in how all that works. And once your body's out there, like I said, we can interact with people. We learn from the astral realms as well. So they're actually people, spirit people that live there, that don't just visit, and we learn from them. So there's a whole lot of stuff that happens in that space. People going into the astral and helping and doing what they need to do, and they quite often they go there and they help people as a spirit being. So if somebody has passed away and they need help to move into that realm properly, we quite often will go there in our sleep, not even knowing what we're doing, and we might be a police officer, a nurse, a doctor or something like that, that then helps guide them to where they need to be and gives them that opportunity. So the astral realm has got so many possibilities, such a huge topic, and yet we do it subconsciously in our sleep. We don't even think about it half the time, and that's the beauty of it. So when we are growing up from young children and our energies developing and our spirit bodies developing, it goes off and it experiences all facets of life, from intimate relations right through to having fun and learning about things, and it impacts us on a physical level. So all that is really amazing that our spirit body can do that, all in the astral.
What sort of training is involved to experience astral travel?
Okay, so there's a lot that can be done. We do it subconsciously, like I've mentioned, automatically from when we're a child right through to when we're an adult. And the training that can be done is learn to meditate. The deeper you meditate, the more chance you've got of your spirit body coming out of your body and going off on that journey. So a good teacher, a good practitioner, there are lots of different things you can do to learn how to enjoy an astral experience. And mostly though, to really get a hang of it, you would join a meditation group or a spiritual group, and they would do that as part of what they do. And then you can do things like go on group astrals, where you will actually meet the other members of a group and you will go somewhere specifically. Generally it's to do healing work on the planet or to help in situations that are cropped up from war or natural disasters, that sort of thing. So lots you can do in that space. They're the main things. Find somebody that knows what they're doing with it and then learn from them. We talk about the ascended masters, people like Sai Baba and Jesus and all these other people, and they could actually leave their body in one space, their physical body as we would know it, and appear halfway around the world and look just as physical and real. And Sai Baba did this quite a few years back, where he appeared on like 3 or 4 different continents all at the same time, and people were ringing up to talk to other people to say, oh no, Sai's here with me and blah, blah, blah. So, many cultures, especially many indigenous cultures, do medicine journeys, that sort of thing, where it helps to release the spirit body out of the physical body to go on a journey to understand themselves. And that's quite technical, and again, it comes from a deep cultural belief of what they're doing, so they know what they're doing, they do it safely. And guided meditations, having the right teacher, having, to get them to go out to do that is really important in that space.
What suggestions do you have for our viewers in terms of their own astral travel?
Right, so good suggestions would be, there are lots of great books out there on an astral travel and how to do it. If you don't get the right information out of the book, then going to a good practitioner, somebody that knows what they're doing, someone that knows how to guide you there and bring you back safely. A good meditation teacher will be able to do it, a good spiritual teacher will be able to do it, and then, there are the other ways, like I mentioned before, of doing it. However, I believe that we can learn this just through practice. And the other really important suggestion is, if you're doing this at home and you're by yourself, don't have the pets in the room. Because if your spirit body's flying off somewhere and your physical body's here, right? If a dog or a cat or something jumps on you, it scares you and you jump back into your body really quickly. And you'll know, and most of the viewers will probably pick up on this at one point. You would have been travelling in the car, head on the side, a little bit of dribble coming out, and you jump back into your body like that. That's your spirit body's been out doing something because you're so bored with what's happening. It's off doing what it wants to do, and it comes back in a hurry, and so that's what happens. And most people wake up in the morning, they wake up with a jolt, and that's because their spirit body's come back into their physical body. And where most people say, I feel like I got out of bed on the wrong side, that's because they're not lined back up. So probably the suggestion is go back to bed or lie down, visualise your spirit body and your physical body coming into perfect alignment, and then getting up again and moving forward for the rest of the day. So that would be my top suggestions.
Thanks, Anthony. That's such good information to consider. If you'd like to know more about Anthony Kilner and what people are talking about when they mention the astral, please go to his webpage on our website, healthwellbeingandlifestyle.com.au. And after the break, we have another interesting guest with another interesting topic. Stay tuned. After the break, Sue Williams, Doctor of Quantum Counselling and Clinical Hypnotherapist, will be talking about what happens in your brain under hypnosis, unveiling the science. Welcome back. Our next guest, Sue Williams, is a Doctor of Quantum Counselling and a clinical hypnotherapist. And the topic we'll be discussing today is what happens in your brain under hypnosis. Welcome, Sue.
Thank you, Megan. It's lovely to be here again.
So, Sue, what does actually happen in your brain when you're under hypnosis?
So I should just explain our levels of consciousness first. So we are in our normal conscious awareness at the moment. We're using the frontal lobe in our brain to create our thoughts. And in this brainwave, which is beta, it allows us to plan, to think of things in the future, which is an unusual concept. I imagine it's specific to humans, but it's something that we create rather than something that is actually happening, but we're using our consciousness, our awareness. If we're doing a project, if we're doing anything that requires us to do calculations or be creative, that sort of thing. So that's our conscious awareness in the beta brainwave. If we get really excited, it can go up to high beta. And these are all brainwaves that can be monitored with electrical equipment, so we know exactly what that brainwave is at any particular time if we need to. So for hypnosis, we go down to a lower brainwave, a slower brainwave, which is alpha, and that normally is the precursor for going to sleep. So our mind quietens, it just slows down a bit, and then that allows the analytical conscious mind just to drift off and do its own thing for a while, and our subconscious mind then can come forward and we can deal with that in our hypnosis sessions. Further down than that, if we go into an unconscious state, then we're going down into even deeper, slower brainwaves. So that's when we're in a really deep sleep or for any other reason that we may be unconscious, but we're not aware. We are aware in hypnosis when we're in that alpha brainwave, and that is what makes the sessions so accessible for people to discuss things, because they can speak quite normally and hear what the hypnotherapist is saying. So they are still aware, but they're just not in this normal awareness that we have for most of the day. As humans, we're in and out of trance all day. People say, I can't be hypnotised. And I think, well, have you ever experienced reading a really good book, something where you get really engrossed? You're sitting there reading, your conscious mind is creating all the scenes from the words, and you're experiencing everything that's happening in that book. And an hour's gone by and I haven't even realised it. So you, in essence, have been in trance. Or if you go a similar route from work to home each day, you leave work and you're planning whatever else you have to do. You have to go and buy groceries, or you have to take the kids to sport or whatever. And you get home and you think, how did I get here? And your subconscious mind has taken over because it knows how to drive. If it's a regular route that you go through, it knows which intersections you have to be careful at. And you are being perfectly safe because that's subconscious mind's job, to keep you safe. So it's something that we do regularly, all day, every day, in and out of trance, just for a few seconds perhaps, or for longer, depending on what we're doing.
Is there any scientific evidence to back it up?
Oh, absolutely. If we go back to the 18th century, so the 1700s, Franz Mesmer, people will know the term being mesmerised, being really engrossed in something. He was probably one of the fathers of more modern hypnosis. It changed from just trance to being hypnosis. And through the 19th century, there were further developments, but it really got going in the 20th century with a lot of scientific research, how the mind works specifically during hypnosis. I know in a lot of movies they show that you can have your mind taken over by the hypnotist, and that person can make you do all sorts of things that you would not normally do. Well, in real life, it's almost impossible for the hypnotherapist to take over your brain, because your morals, your thought patterns, the way you live your life is so strong within you. So don't be scared about what you see in the movies, because it's not possible in normal hypnotherapy sessions.
What can you offer our audience that would like to go on this journey themselves?
I've said many times, I wish people would come to the hypnotherapist as their first port of call, not as that last desperate effort to find help. And because it's becoming to be more widespread, hypnotherapists are tending to specialise. In the past, you would go to a hypnotherapist for just everything, like you would go to a GP. But now you can actually go straight to that specialist hypnotherapist. So if you have a lot of stress, if you have anxiety, depression, that type of thing, we have so many really good qualified hypnotherapists who can help you specifically with that. My practice is helping athletes and sporting teams, and by doing that I can help them with their mental focus, get them to train their own brains so that when they're on the starting line or out with the team waiting for the whistle to blow, they go into the zone. So we can train them to do that. We can train them to use their mind to overcome injuries so that they can get back on the field so much quicker. Very common ones obviously are ceasing smoking and shedding weight. So there are a lot of specialist practitioners who can help you with that as well. And I really have not heard of anyone who's not a genuine, caring, helping person.
Thanks so much, Sue. If you'd like to know more about Sue Williams and what happens to your brain when it's under hypnosis, please go to her webpage on our website, healthwellbeingandlifestyle.com.au. And we'll say goodbye for now and see you next week. If you'd like to know more about our show, please like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and subscribe to our YouTube channel.